Hello everyone, welcome to the Cinema Recaps. Today we are going to see the comedy romantic drama film, Malena. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. This movie happening in 1945, Second World War time. In the starting of the movie, one 13-years-old boy Renato asked his dad for new bicycle, and buy it, and he going to show this cycle to his friends. At some place all of his friends waiting for some other women, and she is Malena. Malena is the very beautiful woman at his town, every other woman jealous about her beauty, so no other women like her, and Malena's husband is at war, because of those women's lack of confidence over her husbands. These little boys also no exception to see her. Renato also looks Malena mesmerizingly. Seeing her, brings lot of changes on his body, so he creates a dream fantasy world, as she and here there. Malena's father was a teacher, and he also teacher of Renato. Her father ears doesn't hear properly, so the class boys teasing him. One boy asked to Malena's father, "I want with your daughter but his hearing problem." He said yes, like this so many times by his students. One day Renato and his friends calibrating private parts themselves, and Renato's are small, so his friend said to him, "It will be bigger for who wears the pants." After hearing that he goes to the tailor and order a pant. Knowing this, Renato's father beats him, because he knows very well about the teen boy changes. Like that one day Renato sitting in front of Malena's house, and she comes out. She calls Renato to buy a cigarettes, and he bends over and looks at her leg. When he looked for it to touch it, he realized it's a dream. He thinks and try to act like a adult man, forget Malena. He changes haircuts and behaviors. Daily night Renato goes to Malena's house to see her, and he will disappear behind the tree. Her husband was in the war, so she imagined herself dancing with her husband. Renato admires watching all this, and he also likes that music. So next day morning he goes to music store, and buys the music similarly. He goes to his home and play it day fully, and night he plays the music and imaged himself sex with Malena. So he creates the sex world and enjoy with Malena as he wants. Every day Malena would go to see someone. When she walks all of the men's in the town will enjoy watching her, Renato also watching and following her. When she arrives someone's house, she knocked the door. But one hand from upstairs throw a key, she opens and goes into the house. But Renato didn't know who was in the house, so he confusingly left from that house. Seeing this, he has a wrong impression about Malena. So he goes to see the movie to forget that angry. Even there also he thinks Malena and him as a movie character. One day government announces that Malena's husband was died in the war field, so all of those people in the town hugs Malena and condolences to her. When Renato go to hug too, but someone pushes him away, and leaves him unable to hug. In that grief Renato went to her house and found her lying in bed, so he rubbed her and kissing her lips, in all his imagine only. And Renato goes to church pray for Malena. After that day Malena's activity slowly changing for her economical purpose. She talks over the men's and changed her behaviors. All of the men's are watching her lustfully. Next night the Renato going to see her as usual, but in her house already one military man is there, he and Malena doing sexually intercourse. The boy sees that, then come outside and cry. After that military man comes from her house, one man saw that, then scolds the military man. They scolds each other and finally the fight has developed. They roaming the soil. Their wives who saws that, come there and separate each other, and scolds about Malena in front of her house. Next day ladies makes the complaint about her in the court. Case comes on hearing, that one lawyer stacks the complaints on Malena, but other side Malena's lawyer argues, as there is no fault by Malena. Finally the court judgment, fairly comes to Malena. And that night the Malena's lawyer comes to her home. Malena gives the fees but the lawyer didn't bring it. Instead he also trying to sexual intercourse. The boy sees that and fell down from the tree. Next day the boy going to church and scolds the Jesus and break the statues. So many days goes, one day the opposite country bombing the city. In that day Malena's father trapped in the rubble of the building, and lost his life. It turned out to be a huge loss for her. And she finally that night realize, there is no one for her, and cut her hairs like a prostitute. Next day morning she comes out on the streets, all of men see her, and wonder of her beauty. She sits on the chair and puts the cigarette in her mouth, all of the men's comes with lighters to ignite. She doing the prostitution let everyone knows. So all of her hometown women's more angry on her. Many days goes, one day government announces the war was finished. And Italy finally won. After hear this that town peoples are enjoyed and celebrates. But other side some women's gathering to beat Malena. They take her to some building and assault her, then they throw away her outside, half naked. All of the men's in the town only watch her, they nothing do. She cry and fell down all of the men's feet. but no one come forward to save Malena. After this incident she moves to another city, and begins to live disappear. Many days goes. One day Malena's husband returns from warfield. Yes, government mistakenly announced about his dead, but in the war he lost his arm. After reach the town no other peoples talk to him. He just ask everyone, where is his wife? But no one's tell him. Other one group of men's misrepresenting about Malena and beat him. On that night he sleeps besides the road. Someone throw a paper, and he opens it. In that paper have Melon's address. Yes, the boy Renato does this. Next day Malena's husband returned to his hometown, along with Malena, and begins the new life. Some days gone, Malena goes for market. In there all of the women who beats Malena, talk casually to her. She replies only with smile. And return from the market the boy Renato watch her from closely. Suddenly Malena's vegetables fell down, and the boy help her. First time, he touches her hand. After helps Renato finally tells to her all the best and finally director end this movie. And I personally like this movie. Last one request, please subscribe my channel. And press the bell icon. And see you in next video. Bye.